Greetings everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Quality Management System for Service Companies. Happy to have you all here with us. I am Artilamani, the Account Manager of Quality Management Systems here at PECB and the organizer of this webinar. This webinar will be presented by Shahriyar Majlesein, PECB Certified Trainer and Executive Director and Operations Manager at SMEC Engineering Group. Please feel free to write your questions and comments in the question box in the right-hand control panel, or you can use the raise hand function. We will unmute you and you will have a chance to ask the question directly. Shahriyar will answer to all questions accordingly at the end of the presentation. Please, Shahriyar, you may continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Arta. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are talking about the ISO 9001-2015 revision for the service companies. And just for your information, I am Shahriyar, the Chief Operating Officer of the SMEC Engineering Group. All my information about the LinkedIn, my email, you can have it on this slide and the end of the session as well. Then you can be in touch with me if you have any question. Okay, I will not talk about my past experience, but I am the lead auditor and assessor of the 9001 and ISO 17020 and 17025. I implemented around 200 quality management system, environmental or occupational health and safety for manufacturing, food, service companies in all over the world. And today, especially, I want to talk about the service companies. But before we go further about the quality management system for the service companies, just brief introduction about the ISO. That what is the ISO? ISO is an organization for implementing, designing the standards for the companies. And the most important part is ISO. There is one committee that prepares some standards for the quality management systems. Not just quality, especially for the management systems. A small introduction about the management system. That we have the management, that means that we have some principles about the management, like leadership, like time management, like human resources, and etc. But about the system is that all the process, all the companies, they have some input and output. When you put the input inside one process, then output will become something. For example, if you put the raw material in one company and fabrication happen as a main process, the output become pressure vessel or become vehicle or a steel structure, something like this. But this is, we do not call it system. System is this that you got the feedback from output and improve the main process and input. This is that we call it management system. And actually ISO for the management system standards is focusing on this, that you will just check the input, you will check the process, and you will check the output, then you can give the very good feedback to your system. Again, we will go back to the International Organization for Standardization. That they have so many technical committees. They have all the standards for the pin, stapler, scissors, food, pressure vessels, car, tires, plastic, and like quality management system. These are all the standards that we are using in whole our life. This is actually improving the quality of living, and 9001 also will improve and increase the quality of our system and our company. Now, one of the most important part is that we have some requirement for the S standards. These requirements shall and should be implemented in the company. We cannot ignore any requirements. That in further slides, I will tell you what is the requirements, what is the minimum requirements for the ISO 9001. We have some code of practice. These are the should and are guidance to assist you for implementation. Then if we say, for example, 9001 is requirement, then we have something like 9004 as a guidance and how to implement or how to improve quality management system. Then we have ISO 9001 as a quality management system requirement. We have ISO 9000 as a, that we call it vocabulary of the ISO 9001. Then if you do not understand what's the meaning of the verification, you can go back to the ISO 9000 and see what's the meaning of that one. And for ISO 9004, it will help your company how to improve. Here you can see the PDCA circle or Dr. Deming. After World War II, the economy of Japan was not that much good. Actually, there was no more economy in Japan. And the genius guy, Dr. Deming, went to Japan and actually do something like revolution for the Japanese. And this is that we call it Dr. Deming circle, or now for the system we call it PDCA. Then you have one plan or planning, and you will do this planning for whatever you have in your life. If you want to study, if you want to work, if you want to marry, if you want to find some good training, first you will plan, correct? And you will go on the internet, you will search it, you will go to the website for all items that you put your targets for it. Then you will start doing it. When you start doing it, then you should get feedback. It's okay or not. Then, for example, you put plan 2016, you will get your ISO 9001 lead auditor or lead implementer certificate. But you will start doing it, and now there is a time to check that did you reach to your plan or not. Then if you reach, then maybe it needs action plan or not. Then actually, if you are continuing to reaching that point or that target, then no need to change anything. But if you're checking the plan and the action is not that much good, then you have to put the action plan. That one part is act. Then you will do the act. You will change your plan again. Do, check, and act. This is that this circle that all the companies and not just the companies, also for the individuals can use this circle. I hope that all of you knows about 9001 requirements, but anyhow, we will go by the details. But before continue with the requirements of the ISO 9001, the most important part is this. For those guys that want to become implementer, I always telling you, start with one factory or one company who is producing something, because when you come for the service company, is much difficult than factories or fabrication shops, because you will not see anything. Then when you do not see anything, you cannot compare. Now in next slide we will reach to that one. Okay. Actually, the ISO 9001, it will start from item the article number 4, generally for implementing. Then one of them is context of the organization. 4.1 is understanding the organization and context. Then you should know what is the organization is doing. Actually, what is the context of the organization? Who is the owner? Who are the, shareholders? And, what is the mission of this company? What this company gonna to do? Then this 4.1, it will tell us about this context of the organization. The article number 4.2, understanding the needs and expectation of the interested parties. Then first, you have to prepare a list of the interested parties. Interested parties like shareholders, banks, finance, institutes, the people, employees, management, the neighbor. These are the interested parties. Interested parties doesn't mean that just those guys that have the money inside the company. The people who is working or, just have any interest in that company, you should list them for that, project or for that company. But this is not enough. You have to prepare their expectations. Then you prepare one list, you prepare one checklist, and talk to them face to face, or send it by email, or you can put it on some Google Drive or Dropbox and ask them, please send me your requirements. Then one of the interested parties telling, hey, we don't need any more pollution, or we need more money, or we don't want to get any loan or something. Then these should be listed and should be recorded. Item 4.3, determining the scope of the quality management system. Okay. The most important thing is that this quality management system should be implemented for what? Then you have to know this is for publication, or this is for service company. Especially, I will just give an example for one of the service companies that we have implemented ISO 9001 is TNT company. TNT, that as you know, is one of the famous carrier company doing this express and everything. Then you have to explain what is the scope of the work in the TNT. When you explain this, when CB certification body will come, they will audit according to that one. Then a scope of the work of the TNT is, carrier services, or, international, express, or posting services. Then you have to clear this. Item 4.4 is quality management system and its processes. I'm always telling to my colleagues in this business that prepare one list and determine all the processes that you have, especially for the service companies, because service companies is much difficult. For example, in Fun Factory, you have just one, welding, or casting, or fabrication generally. But when you enter the service company, customer request is something, then performing the job is another thing, sending the invoice is another thing, following up with the client, because service companies, you have to see some item details, because actually they are purchasing that service. You are not seeing any product or any item. Actually, then getting the feedback, collecting those information is a little difficult, that I will explain to you with, article number 7 and 6. After article number 4, we will go to the leadership. Before in ISO 9001, 2008, we had management, but now they changed it to the leadership. Then 5.1 is leadership and commitment. Then the most important part, that leadership of the company, top management of the company should have a commitment about the satisfactory of the clients and customer, and has the commitment for implementing of the quality management system and improving that one. Then 5.11 is general, but 5.1.2 is customer focus. I always telling my customers that I love you, and I really appreciate that you are giving this job to me. But my wife is asking why you're telling the customers that you love them. I told them I love the customer because they give me money, and we are just working for this business. But my wife is spending, of course. Then the most important for the leadership and top management is customer focus. You have to focus on the customer requirements. You have to satisfy them, and you have to clear all these items with the customer. This is the thing. The business without the customer is nothing. Then when the top management doesn't have any strategy to keep the customer, or adding or increasing the customer, then that company sooner or later will be die, or the company should be broke. The next item that we will reach is item 5.2 about the policy. For those people that listening to this session, in the management, especially, we have 4 items that vision, mission, policy, and objectives. Then policy, normally we arrange it about 1 year or 6 months, but it's not long term and it's not very short. Then 1 year would be enough for the policy. Then no need to change it too much time. And the most important is when you start implementing in one company, you have to establish in the quality policy. Okay, this is one of the difficulties for the service company. How you want to put in the policy? Okay, improving the quality of the product? No, you cannot tell this. Or improving the quality of the service? Yes, but how you will show it? This is very important part, that how you will show that, for example, for this part, we are improving our service. Then this is the difficult part that I'm telling you that you should work on it. For the policy, for example, one of the policy is implementation of the ISO 14001. This one of the policy for the 2016. Or recruiting more local people from that special city, or helping the government about the pollution. These are the policies that the company can put. Some of them also can be increasing the turnover of the company. These are the policies that company will adjust. After establishing the quality policy, the most important is communicating the quality policy. I'm not writing the quality policy to keep it in the closet, or put it in one file and just put it there. Or some of the companies, they put it in a frame and put it on the wall. No, and no. You will not just establish the quality policy to just show it. You have to train your employees. You have to announce it to the employees. You have to let them to understand what is your policy. Then they will help you to reach to that target, or to that objective that you put it for the company. Then the most important part is communicating the quality policy. I went for the one project some years ago for doing the audit. During the audit, there was one, they manufacturing some tablets and medical, medicines. The manager of the company, they asked me, hey, can you please ask them the policy? Usually we will not ask from the, employees, but they told me, could you please ask them about the policy? Then I asked him, one of the guys in the, manufacturing line, production line, and he started, in the name of God, we blah, 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 and from A to Z, he just copy-pasted. Then the guy told me, hey, did you enjoy it? I told him, no, I didn't enjoy it. He told, why? I worked with them 3 months. Every morning we just, recorded this policy and put it in the factory. I told him, no, the standard doesn't want you to, memorize the policy. The most important part is understanding the policy. Then, another place, the guy told me, I told him, what did you get from the policy? He told me, from 1 to, from 0 to Z, we have to satisfy our customer. I told him, yeah, that's it. You got the point. This is the policy, Then you understand what his policy is telling. then this is the most important part, that you have to communicate with the employees. Another part and another article is 5.3, organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. Then for the organization, you have to prepare, the job descriptions. But before the job description, you should have the organization chart. This is the common in the service companies, manufacturing. This is for both of them are in common. Then you have to prepare one organization chart. According to that one, you have to prepare the job descriptions and authorities. Then for the guys that they want to get more information, they can go to the website ostar.net or starnet.com. I think you can check the last slide also with me. Okay. Then we will reach to the planning. After you put the policy, you have to prepare the objectives as well. Then, policy, as I told you, you cannot measure the policy. Otherwise, you bring it into the details, means objectives. Then when you arrange the quality policy, you have to prepare the, when you arrange the quality policy, you have to prepare the quality objectives. And, all the quality objectives, as you know, should be SMART. S as a specific, M as a measurable, A as a achievable, R as a reliable, and T as a has a time bending. Then you cannot put a one, objectives. Okay, for example, getting the ISO 9001. Okay, when? 2016, 2017, 2018. You cannot continue like this because market is not working like this. Market is moving very fast, and your organization should be flexible. That is the thing. You have to put the targets. Your targets should have a time, should have some information, and those information should be specific and should be reliable. I don't want to be, if I'm saying I am the best leading company of consultancy service in the world, this is kind of, it's not realistic. It should be real. I should put one objective that is real, and I can reach to them. Okay, one of the most important that is added to the ISO 9001:2015 is this risk assessment and actions to the address of the risk and opportunities. Then you have to prepare one procedure about risk assessment and opportunities. There is so many ways that you can search and you can find a way, but for your information, for example, if you implement this one for the one service company, you have to arrange like some risk, some competitors, suppliers, because suppliers maybe you're using one supplier for some services, and if that suppliers do not give you that service, what you want to do? These are the risks, or risk of the, for example, oil price, risk of the banning some visa for some countries, or for example, now this happening in the Europe, refugees, risk. This is that you have to see all of this, but some of them has a high risk, some of them is medium, some of them is acceptable. Then you have to arrange it in one chart. You can prepare one Excel file and put all those. Planning of the change. The most important part is whatever you change in your company, first you have to see the risk. You have to check that if you change, for example, your employees and put another one instead of him or her, what is the risk of it? And if you want to change it, you should have one planning for it. For example, when sometimes we are doing, implementing some systems in the companies, then we are not getting a good feedback. Okay, we are not getting any good feedback from that company because of our procedures. what we will do, we will change our procedure. We see that, for example, in first company, okay, but second company has a problem the same, then we will arrange the changes. This is that we call it, change management for the company. This should be implemented in the companies as well. This part is, is about resources. These resources about infrastructure or human resources in general. Then we have the people. For this job, for the sales department, what do you need? You need a human resource to do the job. And what is the requirements? About this one, you have to mention about education, experience, about the training and qualifications that the guy should keep it. Then some of the companies also put the gender, male or female, because, for some jobs, actually they just hire the men. For example, some of the, hard job in the casting or, departments, they, prefer to hire the male. This is, should be exactly mentioned in your forms and in your procedures as well. Then this, the job position information form, actually, that you see, for example, on the LinkedIn, that we are looking for that position. Okay, position means they should have that qualification, that education, that experience, and that training. And we need, for example, male or female. And these are the things that you should prepare also for the companies. Infrastructure. Okay. For the one, service company, because we talk about the TNT, I will continue with that one. Okay, TNT, what they need? They need an office, they need a desk, they need a laptop, they need a mobile phone, they need a cupboard, they need a, balance to weight the packages and, those shipments. These are the minimum equipments that we need to run the company for example, for TNT. If something missing, you have to mention that one. Environmental for the operation of the process, then the most important part is that, before in 9001, actually it doesn't important that what was the condition of the people. But now they bring it from OSAS 18001, and now they add it on this. Okay, the environmental, it shouldn't be that much cold, that much hot, the normal ambient environmental temperature. And about the monitoring and measuring the resources. These people that working in the company should be, checked, should be under the monitor, and should be, also their health, that, they are fit to work. That what we say, FTW, fit to work. Each year they will go to the, doctor and they will check, okay, visual checks, blood check, they don't have any high blood pressure or something like this. These are how we do monitoring and measuring resources. Organizational knowledge, if you see on some website that they have FAQ, this frequency asking questions, this is kind of the organization knowledge, because what we face in the past, we will bring it and, to the writing and implement it. Then, if 2 years later that management or that employee left the company, but when I reach to that special case, then I go back to the knowledge management, I will see that the guy also faced the same problem and he solved it like this. This is what we call it knowledge management. Okay, about the competence awareness, you have to train the people in the company. You have to prepare the training calendar, you have to prepare the evaluation form and effectiveness form for the companies. The communication also, you can prepare one matrix for the companies, and this should be implemented. For the this article number 7 is most common in products and services. Then nothing is different. Then for the documents information, you have to prepare one procedure for controlling of documents and the records, how to prepare it, how to update it, how to modify it, how destroying one form. Okay, this is the most important article, because you are working in a service company. and you want to implement this one for the service companies. First of all, you have to know that this service company has a design or not. This is the most important part. For example, TNT doesn't have any design. They are not designing anything, or they are not changing any drawing or any products or something like this. Then for this company, you can tell that they don't have any design and development. But we have design and development. But what I will call it, is R&D as well. For example, Google, they have it. For some of the production companies, they have design and development. But for the service companies, they don't have. Then this part should be excluded from ISO 9001 when you are implementing for one service company that doesn't have design and development. Don't forget, doesn't have, because some of the companies like our company, they have design and development. How? Because we have a one engineering department. They are, designing some PSVs or something like this, pressure safety valves, or project management. Then for each project, we need different procedures, different documents, different drawings. Then you should check what company is doing, what is the scope of the work of that company. Operational planning and control requirements for the product and service. Now, this is the part. When you reach to the one product, for example, you want to manufacture one MacBook. What do you need? You need some materials. You need some electrical, and you need some LCD, blah blah blah. But when you reach to the service company, what is the requirements? Okay, what is the requirements of this TNT to perform the job? First, they need one truck, and then they need one system to follow up. Then they need one airplane for the shipping from one country to another country. This is you cannot sense it, what we call it. You cannot sense it directly, because products you can see it with your eyes, but for the service you cannot see it, you cannot feel it, and that is the most important part, that you should be very, very sensitive and smart on those items when you choose it. The next item is customer communication. How you are communicated, what is the requirements of the customer. You have to prepare one checklist and tell them, okay, for example, for the TNT, again, I'm telling you, I'm asking from TNT to bring one item from Switzerland to Dubai. Then I will give him the weight, the dimension. They will give me the quotation, but they will ask me, do you want it express, do you want it normal, or do you want it economy? What is those differences? 3 days, 5 days, 1 week. Okay, let me check. This is my requirements as a customer of the TNT. Then you should prepare this form for the service company. This is, again, I'm telling you, for the service companies, the legal, you have to at least, knows the system very well when you are going to implement it for the one service company. Review of the requirements for the products or the service. Then you should have one procedures how to review the requirements. That's what we call it. Is review of the sales or sales department procedure. And for these items, you can prepare one checklist or forms, and you can follow up on this. The design and development, for the design and development, we have planning, we have, what do you want to design? I want to design 2 towers in Malaysia, I want to design 1 building, I want to design 1 car. Then, the inputs is very important for the design. What is the inputs? Input is coming from requirements of the customer. For example, he's telling, I want, one equipment that put water, and then another side the stream or the gas is coming. Then this is turbine. Then you can just design 1 turbine for him in a small size. Then according to their requirements, you will design it. Design, don't forget, design is not actually something that it didn't design in the world. No, it should be actually new for that company. Then this is what we call it design and development. Okay, another part is what we call it about supplier evaluation. You have to first list all your suppliers and all of your vendors. Then after that you have to evaluate them, you have to categorize them, category A, B, C, and you have to prepare one plan when you should go for the assessing or assessment of those companies. The article number 8.5, production and service provision. Now, this is the issue with the service companies. Now you reach to the difficult parts. You want to tell them about the procedures of the service provision, how you will prepare it. This is the important part. For example, for the TNT, what the service they have. They are getting the shipments, they are arranging the shipment, they are sending the shipment, and they should follow up, they should send an email. Then you should first divide all and make it details all those processes. For the one factory, the material is coming, it will forge or it will welding, it will go to the next step. That's it. But for the service company, you should make it details, because also service company, the people who is working on service company is they should train more, because this is not because their fault, because human when see something they can understand it better, but for the service company you are not seeing anything. That is the difficulty, and you have to implement those work instructions. For example, what I did in some service companies: first, how to answer the phone call, how to get the requirements or get the request from the customers, how to enter those data in the system, then those guidelines, those work instructions. But you will prepare one flow chart as well as a general. Then you will put all this process in order. Another part is control of the production and service provision. Now, if you're manufacturing something, checking the product is very easy. I will prepare one QCP, quality control plan, and I will go and check the items. For example, the diameter, the dimension, the weight, blah, blah, blah. But how you want to check the service? One of the items that you will check is the customer feedback. You will check that, hey, are you happy with our service? You told us to deliver in 3 days. We delivered 3 days, and there is no damage, nothing. Then this is how we check. But in the forms should be general. It's not just about the customer satisfaction. You have to talk about: are you happy with our employees? Are you happy with our service or updated system that every day is sending you one email that where is your shipment is? Then you have to identify those items. For identification and traceability, all the job orders or all the requests should have a one unique ID that you can trace it. This is that for example, again I will tell you about TNT because we started with this one. They will give you one tracking code. With that tracking code, you can trace it. But that is just for traceability. If I want to tell them, hey, what is my package ID, they will give me another number. That another number is unique and just for me, for that that customer, and for that shipment especially. Sometimes also both of them are the same. There is no clue and there is no issue. Those property that belongs to the customer should be identified, should stick on it that this item belongs to the customer. For preservation as well, most of the service companies, the items will come and go, will come and go. Then you should arrange one good system for the warehouse. You have to prepare inventory list, you have to prepare request form, ticket form, delivery receipt, all those things. About the post-delivery activities, are you giving any guarantee or warranty? Normally, the service companies are not giving in some cases, or some cases they will give. For example, if they do repair and maintenance, they will give warranty or something. For example, hey, I am giving you just for 1 day and under just this general terms and condition. Otherwise, it's not under my warranty or guarantee. Then we have control of changes, and then at the end, how to release products and services. We have to prepare also, one checklist for those items. And, at the end, we have the control of non-conformity of the service. The last part is, monitoring and measuring, analysis, evaluation. If you want to talk about the products, you can measure very easy. But now we are going to the service company. Then you have to put some KPI, some good KPI how to measure your service, like time, time bending, like quality of the service. Quality is very general, if you say, but you have to put it on the details. For example, delivery time, or the time that the request is coming till the item delivered to them, or about the quality of the service. You can prepare one checklist and tell them, okay, quality of the service according to that checklist. About the customer satisfaction, that we have to arrange and get the feedback from our customers, analysis and evaluation. From all the items, from all the processes that you are doing for the company, you should get the feedback from them. And you can get this feedback also from the internal audit and management review. Each year, twice, or each year minimum once you have to do the internal audit. And normally after the internal audit, we will do the management review. And from those analyses that you see on the item article number 913, then you see that the system needs improvement or not. If needs, then you will arrange and write one, continual improvement. If you're not getting any feedback, then you should issue the non-conformity and prepare, corrective action. Again, I'm telling you, first prepare one process list that what you need for that company, and after that one, you can talk about, procedures, work instructions. Then, you can continue for implementing, especially for the service companies. Thank you for your attention. I'm ready for the questions. Arta?
Thank you, Shahriyar, for this presentation. Yes, the first question here is about Clause 4.1. Based on the requirements, internal and external issues are required. Is it included strategic management?
Item 4.1. Okay. If I'm getting correct, he's telling about the internal and external, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, the internal, we have the, employees. We have, our employees, our management system, our, the shareholders. And for the external, those like a bank, like, financial institutes, like people, or like those neighbors that working. Those also should become as a, context of the organization.
Thank you. The next question is, can we use the result of Clause 4.1 and 4.2 for writing a better quality policy?
No, because actually quality policy should be written by the top management. You should you should get that policy from the leadership in the new revision of the standard. He will, he will prepare one draft, then you can work on it. But you cannot prepare according to the 4.1 or 4.2, no. Because, for example, if I'm the management of the company, my target is getting, 9,001 or 14,001, but, another management is, increasing the turnover and hiring more people. Then the most important, this should be coming from the top management.
Thank you. Another question regarding this is, who are the interested parties referred in 4.2?
Yeah. Interested parties, those people that, has some interest in the company. For example, I am the employee of the company. I am getting the salary, correct? Then, I'm interested in the company. Shareholders and, those bank, those management, these are the guys that, who are the interested parties of the, of that you should prepare one list and put it on the, interested parties. But I'm telling, I'm going further. Government, municipality of that area, those are also interested parties, correct? Because when you open one company, you are hiring the, young people, teenagers, or, the people, then you are actually developing the, that city environment or, that area. Then those are also interested parties.
Thank you. The next question is, do you agree that in a service company there should be required more trainings, awareness sessions, and internal audits in order to keep up to date with everything?
Exactly, exactly. For the service companies, this is the, as I told you, for example, if you put a time for 3 months for the one fabrication shop or manufacturing or production company, you should put 5 months for the service companies. The problem is that, again, I'm telling you, you will not see anything. You are not seeing any products. You are not feel anything. This is the thing. You have to train them. You have to check them. You have to check all your procedures. I'm telling, if I'm not telling, but if I'm telling, for example, I'm very professional on implementing, still, when I'm going to the service company, sometimes, it takes maybe more than 2 months to design a good process or design a very good system for them. Because, all service companies are different, they don't have a unique process. Then this should be designed according to their requirements.
Thank you. The next question is, can a small, medium-sized enterprise or a startup company be able to comply with the ISO 9001-2015, given most do not have sufficient resources in terms of human resources, finances, etc.?
Yeah. In the management, we call more than 2 people that working together is a company. Then, if it is very small also, when I was, I think about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, I started with 3 people.
Hello everyone, I'm sorry for the technical issues. I believe that the connection has been lost. We will wait a few more minutes to see if Mr. Shahriyar will come back. Otherwise, we will have to conclude this presentation. Just give us 1 second.
Okay, just, one more.
Mr. Shahriyar, I'm sorry your connection was lost.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. If you could just sum up that question that we just asked, we weren't able to hear the answer at all.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect now. Thank you.
Okay, for the, small companies that, I told you in the management, we call, more than 2 people that working together, we call it company. You can implement it and it's, much easier, but you have to do the job double because you or 2 people or 3 person should implement this system for the company. And you should, put more time and, implement it, by yourself. But, the benefit of this is this, when you hire someone, when you recruit someone, it just go and sit in that position and, the procedures are ready and, you can do the training and they can start the job.
Thank you. Another question is, what are the most common mistakes service companies make when implementing a quality management system?
Okay. That's a good question, actually. This is not service company mistake. This is, I'm calling about the consultancy services, they are doing this mistake, and this is the problem. That jacket that you are wearing is not fitted for me, correct? Then I will design new process and new system for them. You cannot prepare the system. Actually, also for TNT that we give, example here, the system that TNT is using is not the same with the DHL, is not the same with the FedEx, is not the same with the UPS. Then all of them needs a different design of the procedure, different design of the process, and different design of the structure. Then the common mistake is that I implement that system in one company, then copy paste it in another company. It's not, actually useful for that company.
Thank you for this great presentation. Because of the time limited, we will have to conclude this presentation. However, if you have any other questions, you can send your questions through email and we will answer to them individually. Again, I want to apologize for the technical issues during the presentation. Thank you again, Shahriyar, for this clear and informative presentation. It was our pleasure. I want to thank all attendees as well for taking the time out of their busy schedules to join us today. We hope you enjoyed the webinar. To keep up with our webinars, please check PECB's webinar schedule in our website, pecb.com, or our official social media network. Since next week, we are organizing webinars on interesting topics. Next Tuesday, we are hosting a webinar on the topic Visual Process Management. Make process visual and improve process understanding. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.